solid beats, bringing the heat.
Hello again guys, you're watching Nino's product reviews. I'm your host Nino, and today we're going to take a look at the 7-inch tablet from Arespark. Now, as you can see, the box doesn't really tell us much about the tablet itself. On the back we're gonna have some information, but on the sides it's pretty dull, so I'm just gonna give you the technical specifications right up. It's a 7-inch multi-touch screen running at a native resolution of 1024x600. It's sporting an all-winner 833 quad-core processor running at a clock speed of 1.2 GHz, so each core, and it has 512 megabytes of RAM and 16 gigabytes of of internal space. However, that little hard drive in there, that space will be partially taken by the operating system, so you'll be left with about 12 gigs for all your applications and other things, which should be more than enough. But if need be, you can always insert a micro SD card over here, so that's not a problem. Other than that, it has two cameras, a front and a back one. The back one is sporting a 2 megapixels capability, while the front one only offers you a 0.3 megapixels. Now obviously these are not gonna be cameras you'll be using to shoot photos with, but rather use it for communication, stuff like Skype for example. The 3000 milliampere battery, which is inside this device, actually seems like very little, but it's quite enough because the device and the processor is it's not very heavy on the energy usage, so that means that you're gonna be able to hold out for at least a day with this device. I've easily made a day with moderate usage, so that's okay, since the processor itself is, like I said, not very power hungry to begin with. It does support Wi-Fi obviously, and that's pretty much it. You're gonna find on the actual device that it has a micro USB entry, SD card slot, like I mentioned, actually micro SD, a DC jack, and audio out port as well, which is weird. And you're also gonna get a few of these cables with it. Before we can move on with the review, I would like to show you a cover which goes with this device. Now, since this screen is not a Gorilla Glass screen, breaking it is not going to be much of a challenge, so what you will need will be a proper cover, and here we have it. That's pretty much the best protection money can buy for this device. And as you can see, it's a bit rough around the edges, in the meaning that it's not the most attractive one, but it does offer quite a bit of protection. The rubber is very solid, although it does attract dust a little bit. It kind of sticks to it. Let me just show you how you can put it in. But all in all, I find this to be an adequate solution. I believe that dropping the device with this cover will most probably save it. All the buttons are accessible, so you won't have any problems with it, all the jacks as well. Let me just show you here the openings, and yeah, so as you can see, everything's fine. It does look a bit crude to say the least, but safety is your #1 priority with this device, because like I said, you just don't have any Gorilla Glass to protect it. According to the product description, this product is supposed to weigh 490 something grams. I'm checking it with the cover, and as you can see, it's 429. That's much better than what was described. I'm very happy about that. Less weight means more mobility for me. The device comes pre-installed with Android 4.4.2. As you can see here, we're talking KitKat now. Whether or not you'll be able to actually update this device is still unclear. I personally did not find any ways to do that, but I think it runs well the way it is. The all-winner 833 quad-core processor is actually pretty potent for its size. It does not produce a lot of heat, it does not use a lot of electricity, but for that it actually manages to provide with very decent results. It's considered the high-end processor among the low-end processors, if that means anything. Basically what it says is that most games and most applications you'll be able to run without much of a problem or any slowdown whatsoever. I'll demonstrate this now with the game Fruit Ninja. This will have two effects because it will enable me to show you at the same time the game itself, how it runs I mean, and of course how the multi-touch works. So let's take a look at that. Hold on, let me just start it. I'm always kind of slow because I don't actually play this game for fun on my own. This is something that you will see me do very rarely. So here we go. You know, as you can see, there was a bit of slowdown at first while the game loaded, and that's it. You saw the explosion, everything got white, no problem. 2 multi-touch, you know, with 2 fingers, absolutely no problem as well. You can do all of that, and it usually doesn't slow down whatsoever, as you can easily see here. Let's move on to another game then. That's the second game I would like to demonstrate. It's called Temple Run. Most of you probably know it. As we will see here, the game will react to the accelerometer. And also, you know, as you can see, there's no slowdown whatsoever. The game runs. Obviously, that's not the heaviest game when it comes to 3D graphics, but it's still something. Last function I want to show you is the camera function. Now, as I've mentioned before, don't expect too big a deal here because we don't really have a lot of pixels at our disposal. The back camera offers a 2 megapixel picture, as we can see here, and the front camera is gonna give you a 0.3 megapixel. So they're both more for communicating over things like Skype and less for things like taking pictures. Other than that, it's still functionality that's added there, so it's always a good thing to have. Now, the device as a whole left a positive impression on me. I think that it's a very, very good device, especially considering the fact how cheap it is. If you're looking for a very cheap Android device that can still do most of the things that other devices can, this is definitely the right device for you. So yeah, if you do decide to buy it, be sure to also acquire the cover, because that will give you enough protection, not that you drop it and break it the first day. Alright, thanks for watching. I'll be happy if you guys leave me any comments and subscribe to my channel. I'll see you on the next video. Bye bye.